Good morning, class. My name is Damien Casas, and I'm here to teach you guys about business etiquette. Can I have somebody volunteer to read the learning goal?
The learner will be able to understand the basics of business ethics by teacher-led instruction and student practice.
And can I have somebody else read the objective? Can you stand up one second?
The learner will be able to understand business etiquette and apply the information in a peer-share activity.
Okay, and so some of the key vocabulary that you guys need to know when we're talking about business etiquette is obviously business etiquette. And can somebody volunteer to read the definition? Anybody?
Behavior to be followed in the business world and cooperate culture.
All right. We also have etiquette. Somebody else wants to volunteer?
Good business, internet, and email manners.
Posture and poise.
Body language in a business environment.
And last, we have voice, and it's the tone and how you speak in business ethics. Now, what does etiquette mean? Etiquette is a code of behavior that delineates expectations for social behavior according to contemporary conventional norms within a society, social class, or group. So what it basically means is like how you present yourself with other people in like a professional environment. And right here I wrote down the 10 basics of business etiquette. And these basics are some of the most must-haves when it comes to etiquette. And there's like a lot more on the list, but for now these are the top 10. And they are: arrive on time, dress appropriately, speak kindly, avoid gossip in the work area, show interest, watch your body language, your introduction to others, you don't interrupt somebody, and you act accordingly. Does anybody know like how we should dress like in a business environment? Like a quick example? Anybody?
Some slacks, dress shirt, preferably with buttons, and probably a tie, belt, and dress shoes.
All right. So that's the next slide. Dressing appropriately is always the key for if you're meeting with somebody formally. So if you're meeting up with somebody, you always want to dress in a button-down shirt with black or khaki slacks. You don't want to dress up in like jeans or nothing else that's too revealing. Yeah. So use nice polished dress shoes too. You don't want to go with bad, messy shoes. And you should always keep your accessories to a minimum. So if you have watches, earrings, you don't want to wear too much of it. You might want to wear a ring or two, but that's it. Speaking kindly, and this is also one of the main things when it comes to like interviews, something that you guys are going to do in the future. So when it comes to speaking to others, you always want to be respectful and professional. One acronym that I use a lot is called PV Legs, and it helps you a lot when you're talking with other people, and it helps you like kind of like focus your skills into those different sections. Can I have somebody read what the P stands for? Somebody who hasn't read.
Calm and confident.
When we're talking about poise, it's like the way you stand. You want to show them that you're confident. You don't want to be jittering. You don't want to be moving around. That kind of stuff. Can I have somebody read voice?
Following a pronunciation and avoiding audible contractions.
So voice is also really essential too. So if you go to a job interview, you don't want to sound too shaky or nervous. You want to have like a smooth and steady voice. You don't want to use like when you're asking a question, you don't want to add like that like question like sound at the end, like where is he or something like that. You kind of just want to like where is he. You don't want to add that like little question mark type noise at the end. Can I have somebody read life?
Talking about the topic.
So when you're talking about a topic, and I'm using the example of a job interview, and he asks like, oh, what are your hobbies? You always want to talk about your hobbies with passions. Like, let's say, anybody have a hobby that they want to share?
Video games.
So like if you play video games too, you can be like, oh, I'm really good at this. I like looking into video games, seeing how they're developed. You want to give them like all the details that you can about playing video games, or like coding, or subtopics that have to do with video games, like developing. Life. I want to read life.
Passion about the topic.
Oh, eye contact. Sorry.
Eye contact. Engage each listener.
So when you're talking to somebody, usually one-on-one, you want to keep eye contact with them. It shows them that you're really interested in what they're talking about. So, like the same thing in the job interview, you want to keep eye contact with the interviewer or the recruiter, because it shows that you're really professional and you want the job badly. And if you're in a group, I'd say keep your eye contact towards the general audience, so like the main group. You could always look around too. It's always nice to like look to the side, look to sides, look to middle, because it helps them know like, oh, you're paying attention to everybody's emotions and what they think about your presentation. Can I have somebody read gestures? Anybody?
Your words.
So gestures is also really important. Not really with, it's more important when you're doing presentations like these. You want to do motions, not too big. You don't want to go like that. You just want to keep it like nice and small. Let's say, talking about doing this, you kind of like use little hand movements. If you guys know what I mean. Yeah. So you don't want to be too like, kind of like robot-ish. You want to be like nice, smooth. You want to show them that you're calm too. All of this has to do with being calm and collected at the end. So it shows, if you can show that you're calm and collected at the end, then it means you're showing really good professionalism. For the last one, can somebody read speed?
Control your speed and use it to execute your.
So you don't want to talk too fast or too slow. And sometimes if you're doing presentations, you're on a time limit, so you want to balance out your speed. So there's times when you have to like explain something and you want to talk a little bit slower. But if you're going through a subtopic, you want to talk like a little bit faster just to get the presentation going. Speed can also have an influence on like if like you want to gain the readers or the viewers like attention. The faster you talk, it's usually the more they pay attention, or the slower they talk, they'll pay more attention to it because they know you're giving specific details about that topic. And the last thing that I thought was really important was your introduction to others. When you're talking to someone, you always want to make sure that you stand out as a person with a lot of poise. When talking to someone in a formal manner, you always want to... Anybody? Maintaining eye contact, like the last one in the PV legs, it's always crucial to maintain eye contact. It shows them shows them that you're really interested. So the other ones are offer kind introductions. You want to smile, keep a nice handshake, and you want to keep a calm and collected mind or voice. This has to do with the PV legs as well. So I have a small activity that I wanted to do with you guys. If you guys can get into partners, groups of two, really quickly. And I want you guys to stand up. Stand up. So what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to introduce yourselves to one another like you guys haven't known each other. I want you guys to introduce, a nice handshake, smile, keep eye contact, use PV legs, and I'll be walking around and see what you guys are doing, okay? If you want, you can partner. Okay, if I can have your attention. So, I saw a lot of you guys showing like a lot of the PV legs, like the PV legs, the steps to PV legs. So before you guys go, I just want you to write a ticket out the door real quick on a half sheet of paper, what you guys learned. At least 2 sentences would be nice. And if you guys can turn it to me by the end of the class. Thank you for your time.